Hello viewers, in this video we are going to cover complex numbers. We have our question number 1, which is saying express the following complex numbers in the form A plus IB. Express the following complex numbers in the form A plus IB, where A, B is a member of a real number. So we have our first part, that is part 1. We have 4 plus I root over 3. Then plus open brackets negative 6 minus 2I root of 3. So this is what we have. So how do we express this in the form A plus IB? Okay, so what we are going to do is for the first part we are going to remove the brackets. Then we have 4 plus I root of 3 plus then positive times negative 6. We're going to get negative 6 here. Then positive times negative 2I root of 3. We have negative 2I the square root of 3. That's what we have. Then here now you collect the like terms. So we have 4 minus 6 plus I root of 3 minus 2I root of 3. Then 4 minus 6I, this will give us negative 2I. Then positive I root over 3 minus 2I root of 3, this will give us negative I root of 3. So therefore, this one becomes our answer in the form A plus IB. Then we have our part 2. So for part 2, what we have is I to the power 16. So we can see that the power is an even number there. So what we're going to do is we'll factor out a 2. So meaning that we have I to the power 2. Then we're going to divide 16 divided by 2. It will give us an 8. Okay, so this will give us, we know that the I squared is negative 1. Okay, so meaning that where there is I squared, we're going to substitute with a negative 1. So meaning that inside the brackets we'll substitute with a negative 1. Okay, that is to the power 8 there. Okay, then this will be equal to negative 1 to the power 8. Since the power is an even number, then we're going to get a positive number, which is a 1. Remember, we're expressing this one in the form A plus C, that is IB. So we have I, which is the real part, the pure part there. Okay, so what we just have to do, introduce a 0, okay, with the I, so that we have the imaginary part. So that's how you answer that part. Then the other part is I to the power 3. Okay, so whenever you have the power which is not an even number, what you're going to do is first you're going to split this. So you're going to say I, that is I, okay, to the power 2 times, that is I to the power 1. So what you can just say is you say I to the power 2, okay, times what? I to the power 1. So you're just saying the power 3 minus 1, we have a 2. Okay, so it will be I to the power 2. Okay, then times what? I to the power 1. We know that since the bases are the same, we are multiplying, you add the powers. So meaning that here nothing has changed. This is one and the same thing. Okay, then now we go ahead and substitute. What is I squared? We're going to substitute with a negative 1, remember, then times I to the power 1, which is just I. Then this will give us negative 1 times I. Then we have negative I. That's what we have there. Okay, now we need to have the real part because we just have the imaginary part. So we're going to introduce a 0. Okay, then we'll say minus what? I. So therefore this one becomes our answer. Then for part 3, what we have is I to the power 1002. Okay, so for this one, since the power is an even number, we'll factor out I to the power 2. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to say 1002 divided by a 2, that will give us 501. Okay, so now if this is what we have, we can substitute. What is I squared? We can substitute with a negative 1 there. Okay, so we can substitute with a negative 1. So we have negative 1 then to the power 501. So this will give us Then negative 1 to the power 501. Since 501 is not an even number, so therefore here we're going to have negative 1. Then plus what? Introduces 0 with an I. So therefore this one becomes an answer there. Then now we move to the third part. So for the third part, what we have is that is part 3. So we have 5 minus 7i. So these are in brackets. Then minus open brackets, we have 6 minus 3i there. Then plus open brackets, we have 3 minus 5i. This is what we have. So how do we express this one in the form a plus c I b? So for the first part, to remove the brackets, we have 5 minus 7i. So 5 minus 7i. The negative here, this negative that we have, we to multiply with whatever we have inside the brackets. So it will be negative 6. Then here we have positive 3i. Then positive times whatever we have there, we have positive 3 minus what? 5i there. Then from here, you collect your like terms. So you have 5 minus 6 plus 3 minus 7i plus 3i minus 5i. Then from here now we have 5 minus 6 minus 3. This here we can say 5 minus 6. What we have is negative 1 plus a 3 there. Then we can say negative 7 7i plus 3i. This will give us negative 4i, then minus 5i there. That's what we have. Then now we can say negative 1 plus 3. Negative 1 plus 3, that will give us positive 2. Then negative 4 minus 5, this will give us negative 9. Then we put an I there. So we can see that we have the real part and the imaginary part there. So that becomes an answer there. Then moving to part 4. For part 4, what we have is we have 5 plus 3i. We are multiplying this one with 5 minus 3i. That's what we have. So now you start multiplying. 5 times 5, we have a 25. Then 5 times negative 3, this will give us negative 15i. Then 3i times 5, this will give us positive 15. That is positive 15i. Then we're going to multiply again. 3i times negative 3i, this will be negative 9i squared. This is what we have. So you can see this and that cancels. We have 25 minus 9i squared. That's what we have. So we have 25 minus 9, then I squared, that's negative 1. Okay, so now we have 25, then negative 9 times negative 1, this will give us a positive 9. Then 25 plus 9, this will give us a 34. So we'll introduce 0 with an I. So therefore that one becomes our answer. Then moving to part 5, we have negative 3i. This is multiplying with 10i. Okay, so for this one you multiply direct. So you say negative 3i times 10i, this will give us negative 30i squared. So now this, we just have to simplify this one further. We have negative 30, then where there is I squared, we substitute with a negative 1. So negative 30 times negative 1, this will give us positive 30. Then we need to introduce what is 0 with an I there. So that one becomes an answer. Then the last part, that is part 6. We have 5 over 8 plus 1 over 2i. Okay, that's the complex number that we have, minus 7 over 8 plus 1 over 5i. So how do we express this one in the form that is a plus ib? So to do that, for the first part, to remove the brackets. So we have 5, that is over 8 plus 1 over 2i there. Then we multiply negative times 7 over 8. We have negative 7, that is over 8. Then negative times 1 over 5i, this will give us negative, that is 1 over 5i. This is what we have. Then from here we'll collect our like terms. So we have 5 minus 8, that is minus 7 over 8 plus 1 over 2i minus 1 over 5 what I. This is what we have. Okay, then for the first part we'll factor out what is we'll find out, we are going to find the common denominator. Okay, and here our common denominator will be 8. So 8 into 8 we have a 1. Then 1 times 5 we have a 5 minus 8 into 8, 1 times 7, this will be negative 7. Then plus, here again we find the common denominator, which is 2 times 5. That will give us a 10. So 10 there becomes our common denominator. So you say 2 into 10, we have a 5. Okay, so 5 times I, this will give us 5i minus 5 into 10, we have a 2 times I, so we have negative 2i, negative 2i there. Okay, so 5 minus 7, this will give us negative 2, that is over 8. Then plus, that is 5 minus now, so you're subtracting there, remember. So we say 5i minus 2i, this will give us 3i over what? A 10. So this becomes our answer.